Hello, you guys. Today is Sis Talk Saturday, and my name is Sincere Thompson. I am the board lead representative for Bosses, owner of and CEO of Sin's Custom Sewing, Ria's Candle Cove, and I have here.
My name is Vonda. I am the assistant to the board lead. I am the Arkansas representative, board member, and I am the owner of 3 Degrees in Holding. And under that umbrella, it's a whole lot of other businesses, but we're gonna leave it at that.
Right.
But we do know that this is Talk Sis Saturday, where we get to let down our hair and be a little bit
Our
more
hair.
relaxed today.
Yes.
So that's pretty good how we get to come together and just kind of, check in on each other and see how each other's doing. I kind of think that's a good way to bring us into this topic on reducing stress and
Absolutely.
right,
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely. Because
hmm
I feel like
hmm
we need to talk to somebody to get to just woosah.
I was looking at a show. What was that show? I was looking at what was it? Criminal Minds.
Oh,
And
okay.
and
That's
something
one of my shows
that's
too.
one of your shows. So something
Hmm.
something happened with one of the team members, right?
Hmm.
And I think it was like a shooting of a young person, and it really made one of them feel kind of overwhelmed and shaky and everything. And so they normally the police have to go into a room and talk with the shrink, right?
Right. Hmm.
Okay, so he goes in and he don't get to talk to the shrink, but he's talking to the lead, the team leader. And
Okay.
he says to the team leader, he said, we come up in here and we talk to you, about everything we're dealing with, but who do you talk to? I thought that was so impactful because it's like you don't see the lead
You don't.
talking to anybody.
Mhm.
And I feel like they go home with the most on their shoulder,
Every
the
day.
most stress on their shoulders. So I'm thinking the same thing, like as an entrepreneur, besides actually going to a therapist and sitting there and talking about, your woes to give you this little soapbox. Who
Hmm.
who else on your care team that you can actually go and talk to that's not going,
Right.
that's going to be like judgment free,
Right. Right.
right?
And I also feel like, it's also good to have that person because if you do not, release the stress and the worries and
Mm-hmm.
just being a parent, a business owner, regardless of whatever your career is, I feel like we all need that someone that we can actually talk to and just don't have to worry about them judging them at all.
Right,
Because if you
right.
don't get that, that's where the suicide and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
self-inflictments and stuff like that on themselves because they feel like
Yeah.
they can't go nowhere else and they feel like nobody wants to listen
Nobody want to
or
listen.
understand. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it's like, what?
Yeah,
It's
because
like
if
I,
you walk around all the time like nothing's bothering you, that you're good, you
Mhm.
know, and now you're giving this illusion or this perception that everything's cool in my world. I'm good, right?
And
But
really
in
not.
all actuality, you're not.
And
And
that's not healthy.
it's not, it's not. So it's my tip to that is to like recognize your stressors.
Mhm.
If you sit there and it comes out your mouth and you say, oh, these people working on my nerves, or this is stressing me out, or I don't know what to do from here. That's called a stressor.
Mhm.
And you need to like identify those, right?
Mhm.
The things that is stressing you, because I have to use myself as an example. Okay. I've gone through a lot and I hadn't had a chance to sit and mourn any of this stuff. So it's just, I
Right.
just been carrying it. Right.
Right.
So if you notice you're sitting down and looking at TV and then you start crying, what the heck is you crying for? You
Right.
don't even know them people. That's Hollywood stars. They're acting,
Right.
but they're acting in a way that triggered a memory or, again, one of those stressors that
Mhm.
caused me to release just a little window of tears. for whatever the situation was on the TV. That's a
No,
stress.
absolutely.
That's a
It
stressor.
happens because
It happens, right?
I've caught myself plenty of times crying on a show over a show. And I'm like, why
What am
am I
I
crying?
crying
Like,
for?
what am I crying about? And then not even knowing, like, you have a lot of stress and worry that's
Just
going
built
on that
up.
you just don't acknowledge because you feel like, oh, nobody listen, nobody cares, nobody, you know what I'm saying? But actually,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
need to. Oh,
Yes.
you can paint, you
Yes.
can do a self-care day where you go get your nails done, or if you're a guy, go get your hair cut and
Yep.
take a walk or whatever the case may be, because men go through the same thing.
They go
They
through
have
the
stress
same
just like
thing.
women.
Don't get it twisted, because if they're a real man,
Hmm.
they're stressing over the fact that they're trying to make home happy,
Right.
right?
Absolutely.
Home is upset. Home is stressed out. Home is overwhelmed. Home is OMG. It's no longer that peaceful castle to go to. So now he's stressed.
Right. And he's worrying about if his kids is okay, if the woman of the house is
It's
okay.
okay. Yep.
He's
So
worrying
these are
about,
some
how
things
he's going to
that,
get to work or
that's
how they're
right,
going to get some money or, whatever
pay
the
these
case may be.
bills or whatever the case may be. My suggestion and tip is, if you was raised in a house where they said, we don't go, what goes on in here stays in here, meaning you don't go to therapist, you don't go talking your business to people, you know,
Right.
we now in an age where you can literally pick up your phone and talk to a therapist right at home on your phone.
Right.
But
They do have that now. They
right,
do.
they didn't have that, right? So now
Right.
that we're in a new era and this is happening, my suggestion is, if you have been under those restraints and you set in your way that I'm not going to talk to no therapist, I'm not going to air my business out, I got this, guess what I say? Get your notebook, get your notebook and your pen. Because
Hmm.
guess what?
Start writing.
That's a judgment-free zone. That paper is
And
not
that's a
gonna tell
getaway.
you anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not gonna judge you. You get to say everything that's bugging you without interruptions, right?
And you can write down whatever. And then also as well, I don't know if anybody had seen, it was a this thing on TikTok where this
Mhm.
girl, she uh met a guy or something or whatever the case may be and ended up
Mhm.
marrying him, but then she ended up finding out that he lied about everything. But she used to do video logs every day
Okay. Okay.
of what she was stressing about and
Hmm.
whatever the case may be, and used to write the stuff down, and that
Yeah.
gave her that relief to not bottled in because it was so much going on. And when you start if you think about it, when you're going through something and you just not talking to nobody and everything is bottled up, by the time that it do come out,
It's bad.
it's really, really bad.
It's
So
bad.
I feel
It's
like
just bad.
majority of the people don't understand that you have to talk about
And
whatever's going
I'm gonna tell you something funny. Tell you something funny. So, you pass gas, right?
on. Mm-hmm.
Crazy as that is, you pass gas, and the kids look at you and you go, "Oh, you passed gas, you farted," right? And
Mm-hmm.
I turn around and I say, "Well, it's better out than in." Because if it stay
Absolutely.
in, it causes cramps, it causes pain, it causes discomfort, right?
Mm-hmm.
So stress is no different. And I can definitely contest to that, because lately my health had been going over there in left field. And I had to
Mm-hmm.
go run over there through the left field to grab it and bring it back,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it was blood pressure going up and down, cholesterol too high. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, you might say, "Oh, girl, that's just a diet change type of thing." But think about it,
No.
not especially when you have never been diagnosed it. Right, all these years you're going get your physicals, your mammograms, you're there, you're getting all your tests. All right,
Right.
nobody never come back and say, "Oh, your thyroid is out of whack," or your cholesterol is out of whack, or your blood sugars is too high, or none of that. But then when I got into that stress zone and started stressing, like, dang, I gotta find a new place to go and move. I gotta put stuff in storage. Now I gotta pack. I got responsibilities. I got to do these lives. I gotta work. Oh my gosh.
Right. You got so much
Right?
going on.
You have
Mm-hmm.
so much going on. And then you thinking, "Oh, I got this under control. I just need a plan." I just need to, find that balance. And we keep saying that. I just got to find my balance. When really finding balance, let me tell you what that looks like. Engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation, like exercise and reading, or spending
Mhm,
time with your loved ones. Mindfulness, regular mindfulness practices like
mhm.
meditation, deep breathing, and actually seeking support. Getting a good night's sleep. That's finding balance. It said that
That's
7
Mhm,
to 9 hours of sleep per night is what help us regulate our emotions. Did you know that?
mhm.
A good night's sleep can reduce stress. Did you know
Because
that?
because even if you're not getting that sleep, now you're irritated.
Oh my
You don't want to
word.
talk. You're tired. You're not getting things done that you usually get done on your days. It's a lot that comes with that, and a lot of people don't think that. They think like, "Oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead." You're
That's
right. You
right.
will.
You're right. You
You will.
will. You have
You
to
sure will.
practice. You have to take breaks. You
Mhm,
have to allow yourself time to rest and recharge.
mhm.
It's nothing wrong with that. If you were on a 9 to 5 corporate America job and they gave you your schedule, okay, say you work at Sonic, they gave you a schedule. You do not work 7 days a week.
Right.
You have an off day. Now, mind you, you could work 7 days a week, but maybe it's on another job. But
Right.
I know for a fact Sonic is not going to have you on schedule
All
seven
7.
days a week as just
Mhm,
a regular employee. Now, I ain't talking about the managers and salary paid people and all that because they got to be there no matter what. They on call no matter what. But I'm
mhm.
talking about just a regular 9 to 5 worker is not going to work 7 days a week. He got one day, 2 days out of that week. They gonna
Right.
take off. So us entrepreneurs, when we're building our schedules, we should put in that off day, that off time,
And
and
that off
literally
time,
turn off stuff.
uh, I was just about to say, and even on those off days, turn everything off. Have some go meditate.
Meditate.
Meditation works.
Meditate. Let me tell y'all something.
Meditation works very well.
Your brain is a muscle, just like your arm muscle, right? It's a muscle. And after a while of working it and working it and working it, it needs a rest. So
Mhm,
that means you have to take a moment to get out of your own head. So there are some things that you guys can do. You can go to the App Store, the iTunes Store, the Play Store, and you can download these two apps called Headspace, and the other one is called Calm.
mhm. I have
Okay.
time.
And at night before you go to bed, you can also go over to YouTube and you can type in this meditation called Weightless. It's called Weightless. And it's about, oh, it's long. It's long. By the time you get to listening to it, it be done put you off to sleep. You can't listen to it in your car. You can't listen to it while you're driving home because it does something to the psyche that brings you into a calm state of realm, right? So
Mhm,
at night before you go to bed, get out of your head. Don't go to bed with this work stuff on your mind. Don't go to bed with this project that you're working on, or this
mhm.
order you gotta fill, or this counseling session, or this Zoom you gotta go to. You know, get out of your head. Your muscle up here is tired. So if
Right.
we don't focus on that, we're gonna perish.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I'm one to could tell you about this mind, this brain. My mom had 7 brain aneurysms.
Oh
7.
wow.
And she come out the room and she was in full blown dementia, just gone. And as I began to research that thing, what is dementia? What is that? The deterioration of the mind.
Brain. Mhm,
Your brain is literally turning into a sponge. And you know how it go when we use that kitchen sponge over and over and over. It starts to what? Crumble up. It dry out, it crumble up. I don't care what you do to it. It's just crumbling up. It's old. You got to toss it. My mom's
mhm.
brain was literally a sponge that was crumbling up and it was deteriorating. Can you imagine?
I've had family members that had the same thing, so I definitely
Yeah.
had an
So,
experience for that, especially, with my grandmother, my grandfather. I've
mhm.
seen it, so I definitely understand where you're coming.
Yes, this is why I advocate for mental health. And the reason
Mhm.
I advocate for mental health because it is the mother command center. It is the post where everything happened. They say the military meet up on base. Guess what? Everything happens right here on base. And
Right,
once base is out of whack, everything else is out of whack.
right.
Everything else is going to be out of whack.
It'll definitely be out of whack if your brain ain't there.
If your brain ain't there, you don't know how to pick up your spoon and feed yourself. I'm telling you, your brain, you have to
And
take care of your mind.
it's the worst sight ever to see, to even to
Hmm.
especially to a loved one. You
Yes.
would definitely see how it will stress you out for one,
Hmm.
because they don't understand, because their brain's not there. But
Hmm.
you understand what's going on. So it definitely it's scary when you see the person that you've known all your life that don't even know you.
Don't know you. Don't know you. And you're helpless. There's nothing you can do. You can't
Mhm.
jog their memory. Their memory
It's
ain't
either gonna
jogging
come,
anymore.
or it's not gonna come.
Oh, it's not going to come. And so, and let's keep in mind of our strokes because it don't have to always be dementia. It could be your stroke, right? That
Because I've had two.
if you have a stroke on your right, it affects your left. You have a left, it affects your right. You could lose your speech. You could you. So if there is anything that I would suggest tonight would be to care for your brain like you care for your skin, like you care for your nails when you go to the nail shop, like you
Your
care for your
hair.
your hair and you care for your body. You take a bath, you don't you? And you sit in it and you soak. You got bath bombs, you got bath salt. You're doing all these things for your body and doing everything, but what about your mind? What
Mm-hmm.
about your mind? So, we're not going to hold you guys long, but we just want to come and just kind of let our hair down and kind of release the mental strain that we all go through. So, again, I'll give you seven things, 7 tips, 7 key thoughts. 1, recognize your stressors. 2, practice self care. 3, mindfulness. 4, seek support. 5, prioritize your sleep. 6, take breaks. 7, practice gratitude. Focus on the positive aspects of life and express gratitude for cultivating a healthier mindset. Sam,
Also,
you got anything you want to add?
yes, also I want to give some tips as well.
Okay.
Um, you have to, healthy eating. I became vegan, well, a pescatarian. It's been about almost 9 months now.
And I'm about to join you.
Um, also, just unplugging technology, find some hobbies to do. Um,
Yes.
also,
Yes.
journaling, like you said,
Journal.
writing things down, and
Hmm.
definitely important.
Yeah.
Definitely writing your ideas down. So later on, maybe you might jump back to it. And
And hold
so,
yourself accountable for something that you
exactly,
said
like
you
my
would do.
book was that. I
Hmm.
felt like my book was one of my goals, and I am almost done. So, um,
Congratulations on that.
that's all we have for you to, have for you guys today. And hopefully you learned a little something.
A good takeaway to take care of your mind muscle.
And that is Sis Talk Saturday. And I am Sincere Thompson, your board lead. And this is
Vonda degree, board assistant.
Peace.
Peace.